Okay, from here, what we're doing is we're heading to the hotel, and I got a shot of the Arrowhead. It's an awesome sign right there, awesome sight. You look at the Arrowhead. I'm trying to lift the drone, but it's a little too high. The drone could go higher, but the settings I have for the drone is not to exceed, 200 feet. But I need to change the settings. So anyway, I tried to get the drone. Also, I could gimbal the camera upward a little bit, but you have to set that. What it'll do is it'll look level. Let's say it's in the air. It'll look level and then down. Let's say I'm 300 feet up. I'm looking level. Make sure I don't hit any obstacles like tall trees, buildings, especially buildings. At 300 feet, I'll definitely clear any telephone poles and trees. But buildings, 10-story buildings, anything like that. But if you gimbal it up, which I didn't do, I could have gimbaled up looking up at the Arrowhead. Well, anyway, later for that. As I'm heading towards the hotel, I'll come across a hot pond. And I'm just passing that, and I'm coming and approaching the hot springs, one of many. They're coming. This water seeps up from the ground, hot, and they've actually capped off an area and made it in a nice little pool with stone. And this was done like in the early 1900s, like 1901, before 1910. The first settler did this. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, so that's the hot spring, one of many hot springs here at the Arrowhead Hot Springs Hotel. So I'm slowly panning up, and I'm going towards the hotel or either the hot cave, the steam cave. And yes, the Arrowhead Hot Springs Hotel, the Arrowhead Hotel does have a steam cave, a natural steam cave with up to 4 or 5 rooms, a cave hallway, long hallway, and breaks off as you continue down the hallway. 5 rooms. The hallway straight, 1 room. Continue walking down the hallway, 2nd room. Continue walking down the hallway, 3rd room, and so on. Natural caves. And what they did in the 40s is they put beds, massage beds and tables, so you could sit there and breathe in and open up your nasals and nostrils, as well as getting massages and catching that steam from the natural steam that comes from this property, this area. We're going to look at room 620. It's the uppermost room, and that's where Elizabeth Taylor got married to Conrad Hilton, and it was her first marriage. She was 18, and they had the honeymoon suite, the top floor middle room there with those little balconies or something. That's pretty cool right there. That's awesome. Little weathered. You can see, the drape on that small window. Looks like the drapes need a repairing. But yeah, nice place. This was a historic place. And right now, the San Manuel Mission Band Indians own it. And I hope they do something with it. I hope they really, fix it up and open it to the public where we have access. This is a lot of his. Humphrey Bogart used to love staying here. Humphrey Bogart was one of the longtime residents, if you will. They had bungalows, a small little neighborhood of bungalows, so you would rest, relax, quiet neighborhood, so you're in San Bernardino and you don't get hit up by the public. It was a little bit away from the public, and even back then it wasn't It was tucked away, and it was very private. So there's tennis courts on property. They also played what we call ping pong, but there's tennis courts. There's I heard they golfed up there. Of course, the natural hot springs and the cave, the steam room, the bungalows. There's a pool there, and the pool was naturally heated thermally by the ground itself because the ground is warm all year round. So even in winter, you could enjoy that pool. This is the front part. It actually faces away from the city and faces the mountain. That's the official front of the building right there. And you wouldn't see, like from the city, you can barely see the hotel, but you're looking at the back side. This is the front side that faces the mountain and the Arrowhead. There's the Arrowhead right there. That's an awesome sight. And yeah, I would like to fly my drone closer to it. I would try to, now that I know I can set my settings for my drone to fly higher, and I can have my camera look upward as well. And that's probably going to be my next project, is to get real close to that Arrowhead. So I'm probably heading back. Right there on the side of the building, more forward as we go forward, is an entrance to the steam caves. That's a little monument there, Arrowhead Monument. I don't know what it says. I tried zooming in. But I wonder if something was there, and it's a monument to something or whatever, or it's just a historical monument. I don't know. But I'd like to find out what the deal is with that monument. Okay. There's the hot pond, or the hot pond. And that's pretty awesome. That's over there by the hot springs. But that water is warm all year round. They say the mountains, Lake Arrowhead, Big Bear, is made up of 3 volcanoes. So if anybody knows about that, can maybe help me out if that's true or not. That's what I heard. And I do believe it. I know we got the fault line, and that really heats up that water underground. And, Arrowhead, where we get our Arrowhead drinking water. So that's real healthy, real natural spring water. And it was high in what we call, like, how we drink soda water? Water that's soda with soda in it. Well, that actually heals stomach aches. But here you have the concentration of the calcium and soda in the water naturally. I think that's why they get that healing property from. In ancient times, the Indians, they even known this water as with healing properties. So, and it's probably because of the high soda content, the natural soda content. And I'm getting a close-up look here at the hot springs. Look at that thing gaze up. It just spurts out, and then it bursts, and then it goes back down low, and then it bursts. Look at that steam. Wow. All year round, hot. Look at that. That is such awesome. I love that. That water, I'd love to just, get some of that water, but it's hot. Put it in like some type of metal cup or something. Make sure I don't burn myself, and take some of that water home. That is so awesome right there. Natural from underneath the earth, and drinkable, and full of natural minerals. Yeah. That thing is steaming. And notice that some of the water streams out from that little spring. Stone spring trickles on down through. And it's probably what feeds the pond. Maybe, if it's not from the upper water on top of the ground there, that pond is getting fed from a underground source as well. It looks a little too green for me though, the hot pond. Too much algae. You know, I wouldn't swim in it. I don't know what kind of micro things you could get from that type of water right there. It looks mostly not moving, stale. You know, does it just gather up there? Is it dangerous for us to touch that water? I don't know. But natural, and all the, overall natural. This is a natural occurring thing. And overlooking the city of San Bernardino. That trail that we just left right there, that little dirt trail, hard to get to, can't get to it. You'd have to hop some fences. I looked at the trail and I said, I can maybe cut through a fence and, I'll be on that trail. If you could get through that property. They really got it tight, man. All that road is forbidden ground. You can't drive up there. Well, drive on that road. You won't reach that road. It's blocked off. It's guarded by a San Manuel vehicle. You won't enter property. And to enter, let's say, like you think you're going to hike up there, good luck, because that's also blocked up. It's considered the wash before it even comes up to this property. And it's fenced, and on the fenced side is also more trucks, city trucks, as well as San Manuel owned vehicles that are just watching there. They sit there parked all day and just, that's their thing, to preserve that property. This is another hot spring. It looks like it's been capped off though. You can see that that's capped off. That I think they just stopped the water from building there. And there's another hot spring. So there's many hot springs. And also before you, that water coming from above, from the mountains, part of it's cold, part of it's hot. It breaks off in two different separate streams. And that's just more north of the hotel. So, even the creek water steams up. So I'm probably going to head back now. That white sign just past the freeway, the 18 there, is where I'm parked. So I'm heading back. All that ground right there, you can't get on that. That's all part of the property. And those roads are patrolled by Indian Reservation vehicles. Is that another hot spring? I don't know if that's capped off or if that one's running or what they did to that, but that's another hot spring that looks to be capped off or something. All right, as I head back. But that's Arrowhead, a very historic place. It was spiritual to the ancient Indians that fought for that property. There were 3 Indians that came and went. And right now the Serrano San Manuel Band of Indians own it. But it has Indian folklore. There's 3 different stories of how that arrowhead came to be. And that's very interesting. There is a YouTube. You can look up California Gold, Huell Hausner, Arrowhead Springs Hotel documentary. And they explain a lot. I don't know if you'll get the Indian stories from them, but if you look at documentaries on the hot springs in Arrowhead, you're going to find, you'll find the 3 different Indian stories to why and how that arrowhead got there. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So there I am trying to land my drone without hitting the wires. I first got to move my drone across the street here, across the 18. And there's the electric wires. Got to avoid those. Oh yeah, so that was very interesting. Very, because you can't get on property, and it's a shame. So, we'll take these aerial shots when we can and look at these springs from afar. But, very interesting. I'd love to see what San Manuel's going to do, and if they have any powwows up there. I know they hold them at Cal State, but maybe they might change their mind and do something with Arrowhead Hotel and maybe hold the powwows there annually instead of at Cal State. And that would be awesome, and people can jump on property. All right, thanks for watching.